Hello, wine friends. Wineaux guy here. I hope this video finds you doing well. Let me get my mug on this screen. Welcome. It is the end of 2024, and I've decided to start my wine chats on Facebook up again, as well as potentially YouTube. Reason is, did a lot of thinking over the last few months. Lost a job that I was really enjoying. Some things changed and it was time to move on. So, starting 2025, I'm going to be more consistent, maybe weekly, maybe twice a week. I don't know. But the videos are going to be about 15 minutes long, maybe 20 at the most, if we're having a lot of fun. What I'll be doing is I'll be talking to winemakers and wine growers and wine aficionados about what they're drinking these days. Because as you know, I've been saying this, drink Texas wine, people, order Texas wine, ask for Texas wine in the restaurants. I was recently in Cabo San Lucas, and at a particular resort, the restaurant bar there had, I don't know, 50 wines on their menu. And of their wines on that 50, there must have been 20, maybe even 50% were all Mexican wines. And talked to the bartender about it. He says, sure, you want to try some of them? So we tasted some of them, and they're really good. And I say they're really good. They're not California. They're not New York. They're not Missouri wines. They are Mexican wines. And they tasted good from a perspective of, I know I'm standing there in Mexico, so they're going to be what they are. Now, there was a couple that I didn't like the way they tasted. Okay. Is it because they were Mexican? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Because I've been to California, I've been to Oregon, I've been to Europe, and there were some wines I didn't like there. So it really is irrelevant, other than the fact that if you've chosen and decided that all your wines have to taste like California, I'm sorry. That's a hard way to live. But if you're adventurous, Texas wine is come of age. As a matter of fact, I read an article that there's some special wine people in town testing Texas wines, and I will get that information and I will post it on my Facebook or Instagram or whatever. We'll make sure you get the information and let you know what they thought. These guys are wine experts and they taste wines all over the world. And my understanding is they enjoyed most of the wine they tried here. They also didn't like some wine, but again, I don't like every wine I taste, regardless of where it's from. So today, our good friend Scott brought me a bottle back from Portugal. This is an interesting bottle. This is, if you can see that, yeah, you can. Malvasia, Malvasia, Colades, 2021. Now, the fascinating thing about this particular wine is that it comes from, and let me get my notes here because I made some notes about it. It comes from the region, the farthest west region of Europe. And it's done in the traditional method, meaning it's grown without American rootstock. And why is that important and what does that mean? Well, phylloxera is a disease that has devastated and did devastate and continues to devastate different areas of the world. It's like a little mite, little aphid kind of thing, and it sucks. It grows in the soil and devastates vineyards. Loves the rootstock. But guess what? American rootstock is not affected by this for whatever reason. So the thing about this particular place in Portugal is that they grow it in sand, basically on the beach. Like I said, the furthest western region, the area is known as Sintra Cas, Cascais, Cascais Natural Park. And it's grown in the sand dunes, which is phylloxera free because phylloxera does not manifest in sand. So they also chose this grape, which is Malvasia de Colades. And some people call it Malvasia. Again, potato, tomato. it's still the same thing, and it's still this wine. So I thought I would give it a shot. Wow, let's see if you can see that color. Yeah, you can see that color. It's very yellowish. It's a marinade. Wow, it is aromatic as heck. Um, Aromatic as can be. Wow, and it smells like Malvasia. Fantastic. Um, let's see how it tastes. Well, let me tell you what it smells like first. Well, as I said, very aromatic. It's very fruity from the sense that it is apricot. Mm, what is that? Peach, white peach. There's so many other things in there. Some kind of herb that I'm trying to figure out what that is. Anyway, let's try it out. First taste, of course, just rinse your mouth out with the wine. Gets whatever, if I was chewing gum, which I wasn't, if I was smoking, which I wasn't, gets it out of there, get your palate ready to do some real savoring and tasting and deciding what your brain needs to catalog this as. Mm, mm, wow, this is really good. Thanks, Scott. Um, I think I will save you some and we'll let you taste it. Um, this would go amazing with shrimp. You know what? It would also go amazing with pad thai or maybe drunken noodle, Thai food. I love Thai food, and this wine would go great with that. But shrimp scampi, it could tolerate shrimp scampi. The butteriness, the creaminess. There's enough acidity in this. Mm. My mouth's watering. It's so acidic, but and I imagine so. This is 2021, so it's been around now. What 3 years? Again, grown in sand, furthest western part of Europe in Portugal, and it's called Arene Malvasia Colares DOC. So what does DOC mean and what does it stand for? Well, I'm going to try to tell you. It's in Portuguese and I don't speak Portuguese, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Denominado de origen controlada. I kind of sounded more Italian than I did Portuguese, but I don't know. I'm not really sure how that's supposed to sound, but I will look it up. DOC, which basically means the area is set aside and controlled. The origin is controlled so that they don't just allow anybody to put a Malvasia coladas in a bottle and call it and make it, ooh, this is good stuff. This organization makes sure that it's followed certain guidelines, demarcated area. The origin is controlled and they don't allow just anybody or any vineyard to produce fruit, grapes, wine from that region. Mm. Let me tell you, this is really good stuff. So what's going to happen is, like I said, probably weekly, monthly. No, it's going to happen weekly for sure, but maybe multiple times in a week. I'm going to have someone come on with me, or maybe multiple people, and we're going to talk about their wine, whatever they're making. Plus, I want to talk to them. What are they drinking? As they say, you cannot live by bread alone, and you can't live with the only drink in your product. If you make 6 wines, 5 wines, and you want to do something different next week because you've had all 5 of your wines this week, what are you drinking? For example, I had a really good glass of Catherine Hall with a buddy of mine, Ray, the other day. Wow, 2015 Catherine Hall from Napa, fantastic. And then at the same time, we had a Tempranillo from Texas. So, those are your options. It was a Messina Hoff Tempranillo. Excellent, excellent Tempranillo grown in the high plains. And so I'll be doing things like that. And if any of you would like to talk, if you're a wine aficionado and you'd like to talk to me, talk with me, have a conversation about wine, something you're drinking, maybe we could even figure out a way to both get the same bottle. would be the same bottle, the same varietal, and the same company and so forth, because this is my bottle. And I will share it, but you gotta find me. So that's what I'm gonna do. Not only that, I think I'm gonna also start talking a little bit about things that I think about when I'm drinking wine. For example, how many of you think that small talk is a waste of time? I'll wait. Okay, so some of you feel that it's a waste of time. Well, I will submit to you that small talk is not a waste of time. That, as a matter of fact, it is the best kind of talk to start with and to have. Why? Because it creates a connection. So I say, hey, how's it going? I'm at a party. Shake some. I'm Andy Gonzalez. How you doing? I'm Fred. Isn't it amazing weather? Today is the 17th of December, and it's what temperature? It's 74 degrees. Wow. And he says, I know it. I just played golf this morning. And I would say, oh my gosh, I try to play golf. Maybe we should get together some. He will say, I love that. He says, I played, and next thing you know, we're talking about something. And then I can say, by the way, what are your political views? Now we've already created the connection. We both like golf. We both love this beautiful weather. So small talk is actually the doorway to big talk, to talk about things that are important to you and important to me. So I really would, and I'd love to hear your comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think small talk is a waste of time? Do you avoid small talk? Are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? Do you go to a party and find the nearest chair or head straight to the food and start nibbling? But guess what? That's also a great thing. Start nibbling. You know why? Because someone could say, "Ooh, I love this caviar," or "These carrots are great," right? "Oh, you like carrots? Yeah, I made the best carrot soup." Imagine that. Conversation started. Next thing you know, you're talking about world politics. You're talking about drones. You're talking about, I don't know, tsunamis, whatever. You're talking about wine. Imagine that. Talk about wine. Start with small talk. Mm, mm. This is really good stuff. I must admit, I'm excited for this. I'm trying to decide, see where I am on this recording, how long I've been talking. Because I've decided, like I said, I'm going to try to go about